Another year of love is here, and it's FFC. I'm your host, Kyle L. This is the Valentine's 2013 edition right here. We have seared salmon, fingerling roasted potatoes, a beet berry puree, and delicious caramelized leeks. Topped all off with a ponzu vinaigrette. Get this recipe on my Tumblr page. Get ready for a fantastic, loving ride. FFC, y'all. So to start off this delicious meal, we're gonna make a beet and berry puree. I call it a love puree, actually. You take olive oil, salt, pepper, and we're gonna roast these beets in a 425-degree oven for about 40 minutes to about an hour. We're gonna take the beets, wrap them in aluminum foil, put them in the oven, and that's the beginning of the berry sauce. Just throw them in at the bottom. With our dish, we also have to have a starch. Our starch today is this, fingerling potatoes. And they actually are called that because they look kind of like a finger. So what we're gonna do is roast them, olive oil, salt, pepper. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me finish chopping these up. They're gonna go into the oven too, and we're gonna roast them for about an hour. Now when we first put these in the oven, we want them all cut side up so they can get nice and crispy on one side, and then we're going to turn them over and they can get crispy on the other side for about 15 minutes. Can you feel the love that I'm putting out here today? Can you feel it deep in your heart? These are leeks right here. These are going to be caramelized, and what we're going to do is cut off the top part of these, and then as we cut that off, we just want to go ahead and get the sand and the grit out of the inside of these. So what you have to do is soak them in water for about 20 minutes. I'm going to do that while everything else is cooking, and then we'll go ahead and caramelize them a little bit later. What we're going to do now is make a delicious vinaigrette that's going to be the topping for all of this love salmon. We're going to make what's called a ponzu vinaigrette. Ponzu is actually a sauce or a marinade, like a dressing made from yuzu juice in Japan or like in Asian cuisine. So what we're going to do is kind of mimic the flavors of that. If you cannot find yuzu, what you can do is find it as a packet, like a dry packet of powdered yuzu. If you can't do that, substitute oranges and limes and a little bit of lemon, and you can kind of mimic that flavor. Take a bunch of green onions. Next up, to add to the vinaigrette, is some ginger. A cool way to get the skin off the ginger, use the spoon. It's a lot faster. You smell those potatoes. I can smell this ginger. Now we're going to take everything here and zest it. We're going to use the ginger on the same board too and get that nice ginger pulp, because we don't want really hard ginger in this. We just want the pulp of it. We want the flavor of the ginger. And a little goes a long way. So let's go. See the pulp that builds up? That's what we want. We want that right there. Slide it on in. It's loaded with ginger flavor. Yeah. About 2 tablespoons of honey, 2/3 of a cup of rice wine vinegar. Our star attraction, the ponzu. We're going to add about 2/3 of a cup of this. Salt, fresh cracked black pepper, And to this, we're going to add some grapeseed oil because I wanted an oil that's non-neutral, has a high smoke point, and it won't interfere with the rest of the flavors we have going on. We're going to risk in about a cup of oil. Oh, the taters. Look at those finger lengths. Flip every piece over, put it back in the oven for about 15 minutes, and we're going to hit it with some olive oil again so it can kind of roast / pan fry back in a 425-degree oven. This is why we soak leeks. See all that black specks and sand and dirt? So now that the leeks have finished soaking, we're going to let them dry off on some paper towel. And we're going to cover them with some paper towel as well, because I need them completely dry before I put them in the pan to caramelize. Bury them. In the club, and on the street, I keep banging the beets. We're going to let those beets cool down for a little while until they're like cool enough to handle, and then we'll make the beet berry puree. So excuse me, I got to cut up these strawberries. Just dicing up some berries. There will be a part of this kind of cool sauce that we're making, a puree of beets and strawberries. I'm a doctor. This won't hurt but one bit. Oh man. Roasted beets. Oh yeah. You should be able to pierce it with a fork. Yeah, these are really tender now. The skin should come off fairly easy just by rubbing it. Yeah. Just roasting. That's it. Look at that. Oh. This is xanthan gum. This is going to be our binder for our beet and berry puree. You can find this at stores, and hopefully it's a gluten-free technique that you can use in your kitchen as well. Our beets to the blender with the strawberries. Get it all in there. About 1.5 cups of water. Some salt. Pepper. And some honey. About 2 tablespoons again. So lovely. Oh, straining. We're going to add the xanthan gum to this puree. It's going to tighten it up, and a little bit of it goes a long way. So about 1/4 teaspoon of it should do the trick. What I'm doing is I'm cutting a little bit into the skin, and you want to have them as close together as possible. Keeps the skin flat. Now I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of herb in between it, just in the crevices. I'm going to do that with each piece. So we've cut our salmon. We're going to put it skin side down first. We've hit it with salt, pepper, and some chives. We're going to put it in a hot pan, skin side down first. Let's do it. A little olive oil. And it's smoking hot. That's what we want. Yahtzee. About halfway up. Put that off. Salmon looks beautiful right now. It's mid-well, just like I like it to be. I'm going to finish off caramelizing the leeks in the same pan, and then we plate up. So there you have it. Pan roasted salmon, roasted fingerling potatoes, beet berry puree. I mean, come on. Beet berry puree. Caramelized leeks. This is a great dish. You can get off my Tumblr page right now at flagrantchef.tumblr.com. It's a beautiful dish. You can have it for Valentine's Day, a date night, romantic night. If this does not get you a date or get you that girl or guy, I don't know what to tell you. Stay tuned for more coming up soon, y'all. This has been your host, Kyle L. This is Flagrantly Fragrant Cuisine. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Peace.
All I wanna do is touch you and kiss you. Down. It's something about the way you move that got me going crazy over you. Know what you doing? I wanna know what's up with you. It's up to you. But here is what I want from you.